Did you pay for all those lab tests and those lab training and all of that? Did you pay for them? I mean, did you get them for free? This Olori Brukus believes that you hold them, Abi, even when they treat you like a piece of shit, right? Then they said, okay, if Nigeria did not train them, and can't they be patriotic to Nigeria, patriotic to poverty? You are not angry that the criminals in Nigeria don't give a shit about them. You want to gaslight them to make them feel bad that they do not, or they didn't go to school, so that they will end up and their family will end up in poverty. You are not pained about that. So they tried to gaslight you that time. You remember? So now they want all those countries that employ you to pay some part of your salary to them in Nigeria. They are making the law. Oh, now so now they laugh. Say, come, maybe they can't collect time now. They are so full of themselves in that place. You see those rogues running Nigeria. They are so, they live in their own world, right? And then you begin to wonder, how do people actually understand them, that they are comfortable with them, that Nigeria is still accommodating and allowing them to run riot like that? They call them leaders. How? They always want to benefit from every mystery. And that is why they are trying to stop you, as if to say that will stop you. Baba? Instead of spending 1 year in Nigeria, in that their nursing school and all that, with all you already know, this abroad too will give you a very nice course in your field. All you have to do is to do 2 years. And you see what they want to, even when you are doing that there, you will still be earning money, you will still be paid, much appreciated, much valued, and you can even dream big for when it's going to be, you are going to get your practicing license from these countries. But these rogues don't think that way. They decided to go about with it and they issued a circular. That's it. That's what we're going to do, to stop people from going abroad. That won't stop people from going. It will even encourage them to even leave more. But you see the rest of you that are clapping for them. Those of you that they are easily deceiving with all this free talk, with nothing really being done. Shama sick you. If you go for sick anyhow, you could even when you get money. Majority of those that are left, that are being maltreated, assaulted, abused, economically disenfranchised, disempowered, they are the ones who are now there. Cripple for life. See, they are leaving those ones they can easily frustrate to attend to your health care. Alors si ki yo, on le gun labere lori yo. Elomi le sọ fẹ́ pé well, listen. The injection chemochloroquine tó máa fún ẹ, they have to inject your head. Inú Nigeria ló ń bí wọn. They will be the product of the frustrated ones they are keeping there. And now your body, they're going to test all those anger. Ma lọ sick you. Whether you like Mayegun or you don't like Mayegun. Ma lọ sick you. Koluwa ma wa pẹ̀lú wa. Obi was joining them when they are protesting that they want to see what they are doing to us. This is unfair and all of that stuff. Because he was around, so he joined them. This is other part of that show as well.
I don't know that I'll try and do this. I'll send bags of rice. I'll send 1 cow. And I'll send 1 drink for it.
He goes to all these places to give them money, despite the fact that it was supposed to be the man learning his lesson. They were supposed to teach him a lesson. All of you are obedient and your energy. They said they will teach you lesson. But the people who won't teach you lesson are now the ones who are now cursing the people they nearly killed you for. You remember that? Obedient. The people, you see, the criminals, the people that nearly kill you for Tifnumbu and told you that you will be taught a lesson, Obi will be taught a lesson of his life. You obedient, you will cry for 8 years. People will tell you, say they go teach you lesson. They don't they cost the people. We then won't kill you for months ago. Ekwe chef one thing. Obi that they will teach lesson in the last in the last 9 months. For those of you who have been keeping track, I don't know if I've been keeping track enough. He has already given out over 200 million naira in charity to different, I mean, like in some places he will give them money and say, okay, use this one to improve your infrastructure, 15 million naira, another, in some places he was actually giving them even dollars. And somehow, the shameless Agbadomighty, Agbadoriansi, the ethnic, tribal, religious bigots, they said, instead of to think about their life, so to say, okay, they were like, Benny, the Obi that is sharing money from the campaign money. I said, campaign money, wow. And now, that's why he's sharing money. So, won't gain you lower to Boruka. They cut your finger. Yeah? You they come out ring, put for another one. They cut you here. Yeah? They hold you here. You they bring this one. They hold you here. You they bring this one. But they're like, Mayegun, are you saying you are not hearing that Habure stole 3-point-something billion? I said, yeah, I heard it. I heard that. But is that what Obi is spending? Hey, Obi has not accounted for this. I was like, okay, what about Kolu? Did Kolu account for? No, Mayegun, please. Don't let us use whataboutism. I'm telling you this conversation I've had with people. If you think, say, people don't disagree with me, then you probably don't know those who are listening to Mayegun. They no go. Some people know they agree for me, but I have a way around to kind of make them see, like, listen, there are facts, there are fictions, okay? But the choice is yours. I am not here to change your belief, okay? Because I know Nigerians more, especially myself too, right? So the point here is this, okay? There is an accusation, an allegation that being sort of flown out there by some people who were supposed to be the Labour Party members, but they are accusing their chairman of diverting 3.2 billion naira. They are not accusing Obi, by the way, okay? But to make an Agbadorian feel better, that money, Obi must know about it, even though, except for saying these things and raising all this allegation, there's actually no other evidence to show that there is indeed. In fact, let's even just say, it doesn't matter if it doesn't have to be 3 billion. Let's even say some millions of naira to just make that one make it look real. Transactions between Labour Party and some people during the election. Sure, you get now. For example, people paid, just make it look real. Show us the statement of accounts, show us some leaked document and balance and all that, or leaked transfers, so that we can begin to hold them. But 3.2 billion is a lot of money. But I understand why that is. But it doesn't mean that we won't say it too on this platform. So a lot of people, even obedient themselves, are now beginning to say, listen, whether this is true or not, we want this guy to come out and possibly say something. And that is the Abure guy. So this is me moving on from Peter Obi's philanthropy, which he's been doing even before your elections as well. You know that, right? But the guy is still doing it. And it's pretty much like some people are not comfortable with that too. They said going everywhere to give them this and that, giving them money and then food is just taking advantage of the economic situation in Nigeria. So what do you think politicians do? Politicians take advantage of situation to tell you they will do it better if you let them do it. Sure, you get. That is their job as politicians. So if you don't want them to have a job, you do your job. The one that believes that you are in control and you could fix things. When you fix things, your opposition won't have anything else to say you have destroyed. But in the case of Nigeria, it's like, no, Nigerians should be very careful. Same story they told you before this whole calamity befalls you. Anyway, a lady came on and said, and they said she's the treasurer of Labour Party. Some said she's been suspended. But she said, no, I'm not suspended. She didn't present anything as well, other than Abure has a case to answer. And Abure himself said, all these are just APC, Egbekegbe's orchestrated smear campaign. Then they suspended her, which raised more suspicion, like Kilon Shele Gongo. Then we saw the people in Edo, yes, young people in Edo, who are also angry with Abure, accusing him of selling out, collecting money from candidates who wants to be governor, and then, endorsing one of them who paid more. All of these allegations and all that, if you are a real obedient, I bet this is not news to you. As some are so angry, others are beginning to say, listen, we are obedient, we are not Labour Party. I was like, oh, that makes sense, right? But listen to her.
When facts like this, issues like this are being played out, placed on the table, the right thing to be done is for them to carry out an investigation. And I'm speaking from this place of strength, asking that the right thing should be done. Now, they're always quick to accuse anybody of being sponsored, especially from the opposition party. I want to state it clearly here, that if there's anybody that has any alliance with the opposition, is the national chairman of Labour Party. Let him come out here and say that he has not been in talks with this government of Edo, in Edo State. I raised the issue of allegation, issue of money laundering, misappropriation, and a whole lot of embezzlement that happened. And I also stated the fact that the late national chairman of our party, may he so rest in peace, A.A. Salam, that his signature was forged 2 months after his death to withdraw money from the account. How on earth did he come out from his grave to come and sign signature? How on earth? So if the national chairman feels I'm lying, let him come out clear and say that I have lied against him. Now, to the issue you also asked about the money that we have raised, the national chairman of our party has not given me the authority. I don't even receive a lot as national treasurer of the party. So what am I treasuring? I don't even receive emails whatsoever pertaining the account. We've got over 3.5 billion naira, and I'm saying it with everything that I'm saying it with. Let me say for instance, national chairman of our party doctored an audit report of over 2-point-something billion naira. And he brought to me for me to endorse my signature. And I said, no. How on earth did we get this kind of amount? Because I never knew that we had such an amount of money. I'm only aware of the 55 million that passed through my account, which I've also tendered. I've also explained to the world. I've also given letters saying this is how those money were spent. Then, the off-cycle election in Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo State, we got 958 million naira. Now, the rerun that happened a few weeks ago, party got over 30 million naira. This present Edo election, we've gotten over 200 million. Now add it up. These last figures I've given out, plus the over 2-point-something billion naira. What are we talking about? The money runs into billions. But because the national chairman of our party is full of deceit, he's not the person he claims to be. Maybe because of the size of his body, that's like people tend to believe him. And because he wants to leverage on our leader, Mr. Peter Obi, and also want to buy the sympathy of people. I want the people to also know that he's not who he says he is. And I'm saying that the POPSEC of our party, Mr. Obiora Ilo, is not in the position to clear Abure of any allegation leveled against him. I charge the Barrister Abure to come out clear and tell Nigerians that I have lied. And I want to state, because I've written a lot of letters, I said that the internal mechanism failed. Yes, it's actually failed, because I've been pursuing this for the past 7 months. Check my letters. If I was being sponsored, then why did it now take this long? Because I was trying to exhaust everything exhaustible before I can now come out clean. Then, just last week on Friday, what the national chairman normally does is when issues are being mentioned, are being raised, instead of him to tackle the issue, he handpicks the people that but licks him. He handpicks them to come and do the job for them. And at the end of the day, those ones will clear him off every allegation and suspend and recommend for suspension. And I'm not one to sit down and watch things go wrong. I want National Chairman to come out clear and say that I have lied, and say that monies have not been embezzled, and say that monies have not been transferred to individuals' account, to families' account, to wives' account, to brothers' account. Abure runs the party as if it's Abure and Nigeria Limited. Right. Do you know why I'm really pained? Just this week, just 2 weeks ago, a young staff of the office her account was being used to launder money, to transfer money. And she doesn't even know, unfortunately, that she might be going to jail. And a woman for that matter. And I'm a woman, I'm speaking for her now. Because she doesn't even know the gravity of what she has done. Why would National Chairman send 10 million naira to her account, only for her to send the money to another account that will get to National Chairman? National Chairman should come out clean and say that I have lied against him. That is what I'm insisting, that nobody should speak for him. And anybody speaking for National Chairman is not being sincere. It's not being fair. Because if we are preaching transparency, we should preach it with our full chest.
All right.
We can't keep on criticizing everything. Why corruption is eating deep.
Okay.
Do you know that I almost believe her? I'm not saying she's lying, no. Don't get me wrong, go. And I'm not saying she's saying the truth, though. But the passion at which she put all those conjoined numbers together, are really, really convincing. Is it because she's a woman? They kind of are so convincing to say, transferring money to account of brothers, sisters, this or that. And, like, even a lady that could go to jail, or the money they made from the sales of election forms, all of you who bought forms, even those who bought forms from Bayelsa, Edo, and all these places. If you put all this money together, it runs to billions. That's what she said. 3-point-something billion. And she's the treasurer who probably have no access to the party's account. Because if she had access to that party's account, like she is currently saying, and they forged her signature, because her signature should be part, I believe, should be part of those who take money out of the party's account. Or is that, no? I don't know. Anyway, but she has to be aware. And by her position, she would have access to all the documentations that has to do with the party's account by her position. So, two things. It is, if we go by our own position as the treasurer, that means somebody like that don't just talk. They talk with evidence, because she is talking as the right person who can tell us the state of a Labour Party's account. Do you understand? So you don't manufacture number. You don't say 2-point-something billion. No. Somebody who is actually in charge of that thing. They have every document. The one that convinced them that a lot has gone wrong in this place. Do you understand that, right? So she's not presenting any. She's asking government to help them investigate. But she's very sure that they transferred money to individuals' account, brother's account, this one's account, and that one's account. She's very sure. Especially 10 million that was sent to somebody, even though she has no evidence with her. But she is sure, which means it is either she is still keeping the evidence to herself and expecting Abure to deny, then she will now release all of these documents. It's either that, or they have shut her out of the whole thing completely. She has no clue what is going on with the party's account. And that is so painful to her. Do you understand that? Like, you get what I mean? She's aware how money went in. But at some point, she's been cut off. She has no idea anymore. Then she started manufacturing, figures and all of that, hoping that something is going to stick and we can get to the bottom. Madam, if you have evidence, I am one of your, your supporter now because you nearly convinced me. But if I begin to use my sense, I can say, no, shut up. But that doesn't mean that nothing is missing or nothing is wrong. Don't get that wrong. I'm not saying nothing is wrong. Something is wrong somewhere. But the madam also, she doesn't know. Like me and you, we don't know. So you and I can sit down and say, it's true, Joe. Do you know how much money they sold form? Do you know how many people collected form for House of Assembly? Do you know how many you know that, eh? And you and I can begin to put the numbers together. And guess what? We can come up with about 3 billion naira too. And then what is next? What did they do with the money? Where's that 3 billion? You and I have no access to the account. Since we don't, yeah, let's move on. They must have spent it, Joe. They have spent all the money. Look, see, now Nigeria, no, they do yourself, eh? That money is gone. That's exactly what the treasurer of Labour Party is doing. You and I be apologist, but she's not supposed to be like me and you. She is somebody in a position to present evidence that can help us. Like, but she was right. She said she will be suspended, so they suspended her after that. But in Edo youths know say Abure no clean, say Abure won't spoil thing for us. Abure is in bed with Obaseki, and that is unacceptable. And they protested. I'll show you.
Man is oppressing and is oppressing the Labour Party and joining the name of Labour Party to the mud. One, how can the executive of the party not participate in the primaries? Okay, who is he bringing to voting? That means he on his own, he has a candidate of his choice already. Yes. We don't want you to participate in the primaries. Let the primaries be free and fair. Let everybody go and vote for the candidates they want. We don't want Abure to involve in the primaries. We just want what we the youth of Labour Party want is a free and fair primaries. Anybody that emerges as winner.
Wahala everywhere. Wahala everywhere. You see these young people, that somehow they have managed to drag into Labour. I know some of you obedient who will never say you be Labour Party this, so you know. Every time you know say Labour and obedient are associated, it's sort of it's sad, right? But I know they pretend corruption while everywhere. Should hear. So as it be so, a lot of people who are already dragged into that same system, they are now realizing that everything is not as they seem. And some say, no, Baba, they have been sponsored. Remember, all of them are saying Obi is not involved. They don't want your problem obedient. They believe that anybody will want to talk about labor, you can do whatever you want with labor. Just don't mention Obi. Now, when you mention Obi, it go be like say, oti lo ba àwọn tí kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ ni oti lo fa wèrè lọ́yàn nìyẹn o. Don't mention Obi in that your nonsense. Never in your life open your mouth and mention Obi. Obedient will tell you that. In your life, don't ever mention Obi in your mouth. I say, wala deba your long. That is why even these people they continue to say, our leader Obi is not involved. So that maybe little by little, in a way you can begin to feel like maybe they are fighting for something right. Maybe something is really wrong. But anyway, going forward, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, Omoale Sowore is still in Nigeria. And you might think Sowore is free, is working. No, it's not free. Under Buhari, they said revolution now was a threat to, the hashtag revolution now was a threat to Nigerian national security. And Sowore that was championing that, and others, they were kidnapped, tortured, dehumanized, openly and secretly too, and privately too. Then finally, when they couldn't hide much more anymore, with no evidence to indeed convict him of any crime, their court freed him. But there are so many other cases that they've brought up against him just to keep him there and keep him somehow powerless. But they've not been able to do that, except that they have managed to keep on his passport. He can't travel, he can't go and see his family. He can't, in fact, at a point, they actually banned him into Abuja. He couldn't go to another state outside Abuja. But he kept fighting and he kept fighting. Today was one of them. But today they added a little bit of a protest to it. Like, Nigeria government is running away from their courts to come and answer why they won't honor their own court judgment that said his own passport should be returned to him. He's done nothing. He's committed no crime. Nigeria will show up in court. So therefore, court would have to adjourn. So today, they staged a protest to remind them, the revolution you are running away from is so close than you can imagine. And few other cash activists around him today. Deji was even there. The human rights cash activists. But however, Mo will say hello to these guys on the street today. I think I kept that. Where did I put that earlier? I think here. We'll use this one.
The revolution they are running from is getting closer.
There's none of them that ran that election, whether Atiku, Tinubu, or Obi, that should not be in jail or in prison. If we're to run a smooth country.
And the enshrinement of true democracy in the society. And that is the stand of the ANC. ANC!
Take it back!
Sorry about that. There is a sound part there that I really don't want to keep on it. For some reason, it has to be in it. But for now, let's start with the guys who were outside the courtroom. Then I'll come back to that, what everyone has to say there.
I don't discuss with this man before. We don't get understanding. I can't come and say what you for. Why you to shout at me? This one, this one. Who are you? You feel fight. You feel fight. Whoever say you feel fight. You feel fight. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight. Free Shawara. What do we say? 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 Free Shawara. Free Shawara. Now today is Valentine's Day to fall in love with freedom. We are choosing to what? Fall in love with freedom. They are falling in love with what? Freedom. They are falling in love with what? Freedom. They are falling in love with what? Freedom. Are you falling in love with your chains? No. Are you falling in love with chains? No. Are you falling in love with chains? No. Are you in love with chains? No. Say it louder. Freedom. Raise them, raise them, raise them, raise them. Raise them. Raise them now. Raise them. Revolution, we want to do something before we go. Revolution, 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 we want to do something before we go. Revolution, solidarity.
So those are the revolutionists who were outside their court today to remind them that they should free Sowore. Tinubu inherited all Buhari's supposed enemies, and therefore he would then inherit all of the self-inflicted Buhari's problems. So nobody should continue to give any excuse for Kolu. But like I said, there were kind of more outside the courtroom where Omoale Sowore himself, and then a few others. But mind you, it was actually the AAC party that coordinated that, public sort of protest there to the court that let him go. Okay, so for those of us who have been asking that people should try and bridge all their differences and come together and build a stronger force and get rid of these criminals at the right time. So I sort of want you to know that the system doesn't want that to happen. Okay, I don't know how you can force them to actually give out, free him for real. But we'll add our voice to that too. Well, listen to this just before we go on to that, right? Listen, sure.
Yes. It's very difficult to love in this country because the country doesn't love its citizens. But we have two tracks to how we look at Nigeria. As a friend of mine told me yesterday, is to say, are we concerned about Nigeria or Nigerians? It seems that we have lost Nigeria, but we have not lost Nigerians. So that's why we keep pushing. But regarding our case, as we have always told you, the federal government has no case, and they are not interested in prosecuting any case. When we got to court today, they brought two lawyers who look very confused, as usual. Yes. The last lawyer who was rude to us, they claim they have transferred her out of the Ministry of Justice, or the Ministry of Injustice, which is back here. And they said because they just received the case file, they are not ready for trial again today. This is after 5 years. Reminding the judge that he threatened last time to dismiss this case. Why is he still not doing the needful? But the judge, as usual, also gave his own excuses that he wants to exhaust the process. We know that if they have 100 years, they have no case.
Yes.
And we said it from the beginning, and I keep reminding everybody. In 2019, even before I was arrested, that nobody can prosecute us. Nobody can prosecute the revolution. But the good news is that the revolution they are running from is getting closer. As I've always said, when the revolution wants to happen, a lot of events will happen. But the last trigger is always hunger. And the people of Nigeria are very hungry this time. A hungry man is a revolutionary. So Nigerians have been taken for granted, they have been battered, people have been destroyed, businesses are leaving the country once again. People cannot afford to feed anymore, even if they want. Insecurity everywhere, kidnapping in every corner, and the currency of the country. We also warned in this court when people were saying that Buhari has left to that Emilokon will be worse than Buhari. That is Tinubu. And it has also come to pass. Tinubu doesn't even care about anybody except himself and his criminal colleagues and board members who are running Nigeria, Nigeria PLC. They have done everything to destroy the economy. They have done everything to break an average Nigerian. And those who are saying that it is our turn. What is their turn now is suffering, hunger, starvation, sorrow, and a bloody lifestyle that is intolerable. The revolution that they have been running away from is now. Revolution now!
Another challenge you. Another challenge you, double challenge you. Another challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, double challenge you.
I see you.
Yo.
Papa come and see you. Oppression. Papa come and see you. Waiting Nigerians they face you. People come and rock you. So Tinubu. So Tifo. So embezzlement. So inflation. So corruption. Waiting we dey suffer. So corruption. Waiting we dey suffer. So Betty Edu. Enough is enough. Papa come and see you. Waiting we dey suffer. So Tinubu. Greatest of the greatest Nigerian people. Yes. You know, we have said it. We have warned Nigerians. We have warned Nigerians over and over again. But Nigerians, it seems that Nigerians have taken a covenant with suffering, a covenant with oppression. Because I cannot imagine where during the last election, people had several credible options and alternatives in the country. But they said they want to swim and die with corruption. Look at the Labour Party that people were jumping all over the place for. And were saying that, oh, they are the savior, they are coming to save Nigeria. Now look at the kind of worms that we have witnessed in the Labour Party. The Labour Party cannot even account for campaign funds that it received during the last election. And this is 9 months later, 9 months after election. The Aburi looter in the Labour Party headquarters, who has been alleged severally of corruption, has just been recently alleged by the treasurer that he stole 3.5 billion naira from the campaign fund. We are talking about monies that was generated for just sale of form. We're not talking about the millions of dollars they generated during the election. We're not talking about money in their naira accounts that was generated. Yes, Obi has refused to come clean. You cannot fight corruption with corruption. That's number one. Secondly, it is also very important that we warn Nigerians about the Milocons of this world. We said they are not coming to do anything. These guys just came to have fun and to loot. Yes, when somebody tell you that it is his turn to do what? Nigeria did not ask. Turn to steal, turn to loot, and a man that says he will continue from where Buhari stopped. What were you expecting? He told you, Nigerians were warned. The man said is going to continue from where Buhari stopped. Has he not continued from where Buhari stopped? And Nigeria is heading the Zimbabwe way. Is it not strange that the West African CFA is now stronger than the Naira? And let me tell you, things are going to get worse. Let me shock you. Let me shock you. There's none of them that ran that election, whether Atiku, Tinubu, or Obi, that should not be in jail or in prison. If we're to run a smooth country, we must get to a point where we have to tell ourselves that enough is enough.
AAC, take it back, action.
Our problem is how to liberate our country, Nigeria. And we'll start calling on you everywhere you might be, whatever your religion, whatever your ethnicity, your status, orientation in society, please come and join us. Come and join us. Come and join us.
Freedom is for me and you. Oh, come and join.
Yes.
Show. Because my time is so fast spent, I'm just going to sort of enjoy the rest of the evening with you instead of taking the course. I still have a few things to share, all right? Because while we were coming back from that place, okay, and I thought, I wanted to have a little break, okay, and I sort of stopped by at this scene. Baba, I don't know if they were sharing bread or if they are selling bread. No idea. But this happened in Lagos just yesterday.
What's that?
Hey, red 100 naira can have your mother career. because of 100 naira bread. Hey, Nigeria. Hey! Now wow, because of 100 naira bread. Hey, see Nigerians, God day. I bread that they share like this for inside Lagos Island. Abibi Oke Street. 100 naira bread. Yeah?
Not that people keep. Now
Trio, Abi. Trio Street for Lagos Island. See as the flog person because of 100 naira bread. Hey! Nigeria don't spoil. See crowd. 100 naira bread. Hey! See. This one na Yoruba line, then they flog Yoruba people like this. Yoruba line. See Hausa line for back. See Hausa line for back. Just for them to be online.
Never pursue Igbo people.
Igbo no dey side though. Igbo no dey. We cannot do like this.
Now me they do every day.
Hey, now wow. Hey. Hey, now wow.
Every day they give
this one in front of my shop. Don't be saying a lie. Hey, God damn. This bread is different whether they flock person like this. Now this morning, every morning, Valentine's Day, and they flock person to collect bread. In front of my shop for Lagos Island. Hey, Nigeria, sorry for you. Lagos, sorry for you. Hey, wow. Hey, wow. Very shameful. Very shameful. See. For them to be on queue because of bread, 100 naira. See. Hey! See flog. Because of 100 naira bread. Wow.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Chai!
100 naira bread. Lagos Island. Àwọn ló kàn. Hausa line. Did you see how long the Hausa line in Lagos? Then the Yoruba line. Papa, they beat human